Oda e Tregtisë Britaniko-Kosovare të shtunën organizoi Gala mbrëmje në Londër. Të pranishëm ishin anëtarët e Parlamentit Britanik, Martin Vickers dhe John Grogan, ambasadorët e Britanisë të Madhe dhe Republikës të Kosovës, Nicholas Abbott dhe Ilir Kapiti, po ashtu edhe kryetari i Bashkisë të Prishtinës Përparim Rama. Në mbrëmje morën pjesë edhe biznismen shqiptar nga vende të ndryshme të Europës e Amerikës, si dhe profesionistë dhe antar të komunitetit shqiptar në Britani. Edhe këtë vit, mbrëmja kishte qëllime humanitare, ku kësaj radhe u mblodhën fonde për ta mbështetur iniciativën e një grupi kirurgësh në Prishtinë që ofrojnë rikonstruktimin e gjirit të grave të prekura nga kanceri. Për kënaqësinë e të ftuarve, darka u shoqërua dhe me muzikë live nga këngëtarët e mirënjohur Robert Berisha e Rina Ramadani.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Zonja dhe Zotrin, Mirëmbrama. Welcome to the annual Gala event, this year organized by the British Kosovar Chambers of Commerce. Thank you so much to all of you for attending. I'd like to start off by welcoming the Ambassador of Kosovo to the United Kingdom, Mr. Ilir Kapiti and his wife. Thank you for attending. We also have here tonight the ambassador, the British ambassador to Kosovo, Mr. Abbott. Thank you so much and welcome, Mr. Abbott. It's a great pleasure to welcome Mr. Martin Vickers and his wife. Mr. Vickers is the trade envoy for Balkans. Thank you very much and welcome tonight. And it's a great pleasure to also have amongst us tonight the mayor of my city, the mayor of Pristina, Mr. Parparim Rama, and his wife. Welcome. Amongst many other guests, I also have here a very dear friend of mine and our first Miss Kosovo, Ms. Afrodita Pacharoada. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here tonight. Our gala events have been going on for quite a few years and they wouldn't have happened without all your support. I'd like to now invite on stage Mr. Artan Labiani, the chair to the board of directors for British Kosovar Chambers of Commerce in the UK.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On tot flas pak shqip, pak anglisht, huh? It's emotional for me to see all these people here tonight from different journeys getting together to support the British Chambers of Commerce. So thank you for being here tonight. The Chambers was created a year ago, but you can see the positive impact it has had in the community. So a round of applause for that. I want to highlight that the Chambers is a non-profit platform. It was designed in order to create business links between the UK and Kosovo. And I am proud to say that we are sponsored by some very important institutions, including, but not limited to, Martin Vickers, the trade envoy for Balkans, the British Embassy in Kosovo, Kosovan Embassy in the UK, the Mayor of Pristina, Farim Rama, and of course, approximately 300 people in this room. I went to Kosovo earlier this year with the Chambers, and it has become apparent that the Chambers is making a positive impact with regard to linking the UK and Kosovo. Since creation of the Chambers, I have received so much support and affection. And I could not have done this without your encouragement, so thank you again. I am going to introduce my board very shortly, but before I do that, I have one promise to make to all of you. I shall dedicate my time and the Chamber's time to your services. Again, thank you for being here tonight. I shall now invite on the stage my board, and I would like you to all meet them, please. First of all, may I invite on stage Honorary Salihu. Adelina is a real estate investment director who has acted on over 150 billion pounds of transactions. Andre Demushi, where are you? Please over there. And Labinot Zechiri, who is our communications director and a major city professional. Before I move on, I would like my board member to say a few things, please, and recognize some of the people in this room.
Hello, everyone. Mimrama. Firstly, I would like to say thank you to our great community, people from businesses, from professionals, and from our humanitarian people who give. The work of the Chambers is to ensure that Kosovars, Albanians can work together to achieve one common goal, which is to ensure that we are stronger business-wise. The Chambers will ensure to act in the interest of both the UK and Kosovo and the wider, for the wider Albanians in the region. As Artan alluded to, our role as a board of the Chambers is to facilitate this, to make sure that we can do that together. Because again, together we are much stronger as a nation than we are divided. I would like to, thank you very much. This would not be possible without all of you here. but I'd like to make a special mention to some of our donors. Dardan Labiani of Pace Construction and Infrastructure Solutions. One of the biggest companies in our community and what they do. So well done, Dardan. We've also got here one of our other donors for this evening, Elson Barracktari of Elysium Construction. Again, another trailblazer in our community, young, and he's only going to get better with his company. We have one that's close to my heart because I'm a real estate guy, Javad Lita of Lita Homes, which is one of the biggest real estate developers from our community and actually in the market now in the UK. So well done, Javad. We have Besnik Velaku of Growth Technology, which is a great technology company which is going from stride to stride. We also have Andy Pepai from APT, who has done an amazing job in London and the UK with his construction company. I would like to also extend a thanks to people who have come actually from further away, to Musa Horte, who has actually come from Belgium to support our cause. And Kustrim of Health Lifestyle, actually, is from Switzerland. So thank you for coming so far to support us. We also have Ermal Aliya, who's come from Switzerland as well to support our cause. Thank you very much. To end it off, I've just got 3 more names here. I'd like to say a special mention to Jerry Kupi of Twig, which has raised over £135 million and is just growing as a technology company. Well done, Jerry. I promise you, it's the last 2. We also have to remember that we have a lot of professionals who are directors of huge companies in the UK, not necessarily businessmen. And I'd like to make a special shout out to Don Limani, who's a director of the London Stock Exchange in the HR field, which is amazing. And one last company from Kosovo, which is a British brand actually, that's taken themselves to Kosovo and done great things. Mr. Kujtim Fazlio of Bow Bowling. Thank you, Kujtim, for coming so far. Thank you very much, everyone. Let's stay together. Let's be a force like that. Thank you.
I think the gathering this evening does show a unity amongst the Kosovans, especially at this time of global crisis. So again, thank you for being here tonight. I would now like to invite on stage a very, very special person for our community. He is called John Grogan, a former Labour MP and our honorary president. Thank you, John, for being here tonight.
Thank you, Artan. Now, order, please, because I've got to invite some very prominent speakers just to say a few words to you. I do reflect, first of all, though, that it was on February the 17th, 3 years ago, in 2019, just before the lockdown, that we gathered. And obviously, a lot of people have been through a lot since that time, but it is just great, isn't it, to be able to celebrate together here tonight. And there's a lot happening tonight. There's a lot happening in the United Kingdom. Are there any Liverpool fans in the house, first of all? A few Liverpool fans there, yes. It was the FA Cup, and I think my good friend Elson was mentioned as one of the sponsors, and he's a Chelsea fan. He's making his way hot foot from Wembley as we speak, I think, just to brief us on the game. And also, of course, it is the Eurovision Song Contest tonight. Now, sadly, no Albania in the final. No Albania this year. But we've got both ambassadors here. It is time that Kosovo were invited to be in the Eurovision Song Contest. Next year we're going to have it on screen, you know, when they make their opening performance. But just seriously on that, I think, as well as backing Sam Ryder, who's the UK singer who stayed in this hotel before he went out to Turin, we're also all Ukrainians tonight. Vote Ukraine on your phone tonight if you're not voting for the United Kingdom. And the first person I want to invite on stage is someone who really brings our two nations together, Martin Vickers, the trade envoy of the Prime Minister to the Balkans, the chair of the all-party parliamentary group for Kosovo. Now, we share a lot in common, and we have our differences. I'm Labour, he's Conservative. I'm a Catholic, he's Church of England. I'm a Bradford City fan, he's a Grimsby. I was a Remainer, he was a Brexiteer. It doesn't matter now. But we share, as well as our love of Kosovo, our love of democracy, we also share one other thing which is relevant tonight. Both of us, last week, President Putin banned us from Russia, the two of us. And that's... And as the Prime Minister says, that's a badge of honour. It gives me very great pleasure to introduce my good friend Martin Vickers.
John, for that. The big problem I have speaking at these events is that I always follow John, and we're getting to a bit of a routine now, so apologies to you who've heard this, a similar introduction on the previous occasion. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here this evening. As has been pointed out, I'm Prime Minister Boris Johnson's trade envoy to Kosovo and the wider Western Balkans region. And my aim is to do what I can to foster the trading relationship between our two countries. We've got great opportunities. I've seen in my previous visits to Kosovo, most recently in February of this year, what a vibrant, enthusiastic, energetic population you've got, many young businesses, thrusting individuals who can make a real difference to your country. My role obviously is to get British companies involved in Kosovo, and I'm looking forward to working more closely with many of you during the course of the next year or two. Most recently, as I say, I was in Pristina in February, and it's delighted to have the Mayor here who I first met on that visit. February the 17th is, of course, an important day for you, but it's also an important day for my family because it happens to be my daughter's birthday. So I never ever forget your National Day. I was privileged to meet Prime Minister Kurti on that occasion and a number of other ministers. And I'm sure working through the British Embassy in Pristina and with your excellent ambassador here in the UK that we'll be able to foster a growing business relationship. I look forward to working with many of you over coming years. Thank you for coming along tonight, and I'm privileged to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Martin. And now we've already had him introduced tonight, but I would like to invite up on stage the Ambassador of Kosovo to the United Kingdom, who's made a great impression in his short months here, and I'd like you to welcome you up here. As he comes to the stage, I'd like to remind you that he is a very good chess player and a very good cyclist, as well as being a very good diplomat. Ambassador, the floor is yours.
Thank you, John. Ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, and distinguished guests, I'm so pleased to be tonight with you here. And I must thank you, British Kosovar Chamber of Commerce, for organizing this event. In the past few months, I met some of you, but the one that I want to share with you is visit to Glasgow. There's a small community in Glasgow that lives there last 20 years, and it is less than 200, but between them they have 68 companies that they own, and they're doing excellent in a business, contributing to community and contributing to our home country. So this is the way I see you, and this unity in here, it means a lot to me, and I strongly believe by doing it, you will further connect and enhance our relations with the United Kingdom, which is quite unique. One of the first visits that I made in the House of Parliament was with Martin Vickers, the Prime Minister Trade Envoy. And since then, we continued to meet on a regular basis. And our agenda is too high to connect various industries in the United Kingdom and in Kosovo for the benefit of the both countries. Last but not least, I would like to point out, please treat the embassy as your home, and please come to the embassy anytime you need or you have an idea to develop the business and to work together. Thank you. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. And I'd now like you to keep silence, please, for the Ambassador of the United Kingdom to Kosovo. Ambassador, if you'd like to come up and say a few words.
Mirë broma. Unë është e domosdoshme që unë filloj në Shqip, besoj. Now I'm going to have to go back to English. When Arton said to me, Nick, would you mind saying a few words? I thought, okay, does he really want me to do a formal speech? I'm so glad I didn't, because when I look around the room, this is a meeting of friends. It isn't the space for a formal speech tonight. And what I want to say is, and I can assure you I can talk for a long time on these things, but I will try and keep it short, is to say, having you together tonight and being here with you is very special for me. So I'm very grateful to Arton for the invitation and to the BKCC for organising it. We've had a tough time, I think, over the last couple of years. I would have liked to have been doing this 2 years ago, getting to know you then. But the reality and the importance of these relationships hasn't gone away, and if anything is even more important, I think, now. Prime Minister Kurti would love me to bring big investors to Kosovo, and maybe that might be possible in the next few years. But what I really believe makes a difference is what you're doing, is the businesses you're making here in the UK, but also the opportunities to bring you to Kosovo, for you to be imaginative and creative in what you're doing to create the links. I was joking earlier with Elysium and saying, yes, but do they see me as their ambassador because they're here in the UK? Or do they see you as their ambassador because they come from Kosovo? And of course, the real answer is we and you are both. And I think that is what is at the heart of the relationship between the two countries. And what I found when Artan and the team brought a group to Kosovo in February was the real feel of that. That many of you, have grown up in the UK, been educated in the UK, learnt your business in the UK. Now is the time to bring that to Kosovo. And I would really encourage you to do so. There's a real need as well, and this is partly my responsibility, of course, to bring British culture, I think, more to Kosovo. And it's something that now, with COVID behind us, we're looking to do. Funnily enough, I ran into Sir Tony Robinson in the VIP lounge in Pristina this morning. He'd been filming, Kosovan film producer, doing a film, and he has a role in that. So a real pleasure to see him talk about Kosovo. As you will imagine, I'll spend a lot of my time doing politics. The nature of both my embassy, but also in part the nature of our relationship with Kosovo and what we're trying to achieve within Kosovo, but also obviously around the region. What I would say, though, is we want to hear from you. And it's very much what Alia was saying to you. We do want you to be part of this. I don't have a big embassy. We don't spend a lot of time doing commercial work. But what I'm interested in is your thoughts about the relationship. Because undoubtedly, there is more we can do. Undoubtedly, and again, it's another longer discussion if anybody wants to have it, now we are out of the European Union. there is an opportunity for the United Kingdom to have an independent voice and an independent role within Kosovo. So thank you again for having me here this evening. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to getting to know you better.
So we're very nearly finished, but the board of the chamber said they wanted to start a new tradition this evening, and they wanted to recognise 3 people who had brought the United Kingdom, Kosovo and Albania together over recent years. And so I'm going to ask those 3 to come up on stage. I'll introduce them one by one, but if they could come up on stage, and then I will ask them just to say a few words. The good news is that your reward is the acclamation of the audience. The bad news is I've nothing else to give you other than to offer you a drink. But I'm told by the board next year there will be statuettes to give to your successors. But without further ado, I would like to call on all 3 to come up one by one. Firstly, another big hand, please, for the Mayor of Pristina. And secondly, I'd like to invite up on stage our very good friend, the President of the Chamber, Artan. And so we have got a lawyer and an architect by profession, but it gives me great pleasure now to invite on stage someone who is a family practitioner here, who I think first came to the United Kingdom at the age of 16, now does an awful lot of work amongst children and families, sometimes families who've suffered abuse and terrible circumstances. She really works hard for the next generation. Please come up on stage, Adelina Topleika Bachluku. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to hand over to the mayor, and then Adelina is going to say a word, and then finally Artan is going to finish off the evening. So no more from me. Mr. Mayor, the floor is yours.
John, thank you so much. Mr. Vickers was right. You know, it's difficult to talk after Mr. Grogan here. But thank you very much. It's a great honor and a pleasure to be here tonight amongst friends, family, and also their highnesses, the ambassadors here, Mr. Capiti and Mr. Abbott, Mr. Vickers as well with his lovely wife, and all the friends and families here that are here tonight. I'm delighted to be here. It has been a long time, so I'm pleased to see you all together. I just want to maybe share a little story of when I first arrived in this great country of Great Britain. I was 16, and I came here only for a summer holiday, but the situation, as you know, in '92 got worse in former Yugoslavia then, and so it was safer for me to stay here than go back. And during my stay here, I met a lot of amazing people in this multicultural city, beautiful country, and people would ask me where I was from. I would say I'm from Pristina, and they would say, where is Pristina? I would say, Pristina is in Kosovo. In '92, nobody had a clue where Kosovo was. So they would ask, where is Kosovo? So I would refuse to say that it's Yugoslavia, but I would say north of Albania. And the problem was that they had no clue about Albania either. So you can only imagine in this beautiful country, this beautiful, amazing city with lovely people from all over the world, me being the 16-year-old from somewhere that nobody knew where that somewhere was. It was, you know, quite a bit of a hit morally. I felt down, I felt low, I felt I was nobody. So I set myself on a mission to educate myself, work, and promise that I would put my city, my country, in the maps of the world for good. And the beautiful thing is that I could do that here in this beautiful country because it allowed me to do so. I was able to get educated, I was able to work, I was able to become who I wanted to be. And I see here amongst us tonight amazing people that you most probably have very similar histories like myself. You had to work hard to become who you are, to be in a position today to employ a lot of people in this beautiful country, to pay taxes, to be honorable members of society. And now it's time for you to help the country where you were born, where you came from. I was surprised to be invited to run for a mayor not even a year ago. It came out of the blue. But I guess nobody believed that it was a winnable situation, so I had a chance. But I was set on a mission, and for the last 17 years, I tried to help various mayors with everything that I knew in terms of, my profession, but not much changed, not much happened. And so this was my chance to do what I said that I do, to help Pristina, to help the city I was born in. So I ran for the mayor, and I told my wife here, my lovely wife, Kristale, who looks after our 3 children. Thank you, Kristale. Great applause. She actually has a lot harder work than me running the city. So, so thank you. I told her then, I said, would you promise me, or would you support me? Would you come back to Pristina? Because if I'm going to run, I'm going to win. And so she asked me, about the numbers, what were the chances? And I said, well, yeah, chances are pretty slim, but I'm going to win. So she asked me if I meant it, if I meant it with my heart. And I said, of course I do, otherwise I wouldn't run. Why would I do this to my kids, to my wife, to my family, unless I truthfully and honestly believed that I had a chance to make a difference, to change lives, to change people's lives, to make them ever so slightly better than yesterday, ever so slightly better than before. And my wife said, yes, I will move if you win. I don't think she actually believed that I would win either, but but I won, and I am having the most difficult time of my life, but also the time of my life. And I invite you all to join me to try and help, because you can, because we can. Because together we can make the difference that Pristina needs, that Kosovo needs. Because together we can bring and push forward both countries. We can push forward our host country here, Britain, who offered everything, and we are who we are today thanks to them. And obviously we can bring our own birthplace, Kosovo, to where it needs to be, to where it should be, to where it deserves to be. And we can do this together. And I'm delighted to also say, Ambassador Mr. Abbott mentioned His Highness Sir Tony Robinson. You all remember probably Blackadder. I don't know, maybe not all of you are old enough, but I remember Blackadder, this comedy we used to watch back home. Sir Tony Robinson is Baldrick. He used to say, I've got a cunning plan. So I too have a cunning plan. Let's stick together, join together, and change Pristina, change Kosovo for the benefit of all, because there's nothing better. There is nothing better. There's no better feeling in life than when you give. When you give without expecting anything back. And I'm sure that you have all tried it. I mean, I'm here with Adelina, who has offered her services to help. We have a lot of need over there with social care. You know, there's a whole country, you know, post-war, which requires a lot of help in terms of mental care, in terms of help to families. We also have Artan from the legal aspect, who also offered professional help. There's a lot of friends that have offered that, and we are now creating these structures to enable this help to happen, to enable films to be filmed in Pristina and Kosovo, to enable ICT sector to flourish as it is flourishing beyond everybody's expectations, to help everybody to be proud of where they came from. So to put Pristina in the map, to put Kosovo in the map, so next time anybody else asked our children where their parents came from, then it would be unknown. So cheers to Pristina, to Kosovo, to Britain. Thank you. Thank you for tonight. And thank you to British Kosovo Chambers of Commerce for organizing this event, and thank you for all here. So thanks. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you so much, everyone. Today actually marks my 30th anniversary of my arrival in London. I came on the 14th of May, 1992. I was barely 18 and soon found a job. It wasn't a dream job. I joined many of my friends waitressing around Piccadilly Circus and spent a few years there working hard, 12, 14-hour shifts a day. But here we are now. So thank you. Thank you for still being here, for still sharing your stories with us, your success with us, because that's what matters and that's what's really important. I'm afraid I'm going to have to say a little bit of my story in Albanian. I apologize. Me fillu fjalët për komunitetin ton në Britani, me fillu me tregimet e tona, sigurisht shumë libra, shumë faqe duen me tregu një tregim për secilin. Për shumicën prej juve, jo më sigurt, prindrit e juaj kanë qenë kolegët e mi në një prej restoraneve të Londrës kur kemi ardhur fillimisht, kur kemi punuar të gjata, 12-14 orë në ditë. Në të njëjtën kohë kemi mri me kriju familje, në të njëjtën kohë kemi kryu studime për me u bo model për ju, që gjeneratat e reja me mri suksese, që ju me qenë sot ku jeni këtu. Jam shumë krenare, jashtëzakonisht shumë krenare me sukseset e juja. Gati në çdo tavolin po e shoh një prej fëmijëve të shoqeve të mia, po shoh një fytyrë të buzëqeshun të një grus, vajza ose djali i cili ka mri sukses. Puna jon po paguhet me sukseset e juja, prandaj faleminderit që na mbani kaq krenar. Ju faleminderit shumë. Nuk du me zgjat, po mundohem sa ma shkurt, po si pjesë si një prej antarëve ekzekutive të bordit të drejtorëve të British Kosovar Chambers of Commerce, du me juftu grave, sepse unë jam e vetmja gru në një bord me 5 drejtora. Rani është shumë prej juve që janë shumë të suksesshme, me ma quni email, mos shkoni, mos i pyetni burrat, shkrumni mu. Të mbledhemi edhe ta krijojmë një bord me barazi gjinore, sepse është shumë e rëndësishme mu reprezentu. Për krejt sukseset tona në komunitet, po du me ju kujtu një gjë. Na jemi ata që kena kërku liri për Kosovën rrugëve të Londrës. Kena taku politikantët tona kalibrav që na kanë premtu shumë sana. E mbaj men si sot nëntorin në 98-ës kur dolëm në rrugë kërkojshim armë, do ishim me shku me luftu në Kosovë, se s'kishim qa me bo tjetër. Qa ta jena na? Që çdo gjë që kena pas e kena nda me Kosovën, tek që tash i kena qelë sytja, kena njës pak me bo diçka për veti. Po du me falenderu disa njerëz, është shumë e rëndësi për mu, përveç familjes tam, pisho 2 persona edhe të tjerë, po 2 persona këtë dhomë që du nam ju për manamnin. Luan Prenici, që është në tavolinën numër 13, është shoku jam, që unë i thom shoku i luftës, sepse në vitet e 90-ta kena punu shumë bashkë. Faleminderit për kontributin, Luan. Edhe në anën tjetër është Semi Sulejmani, një prej personave cilin Kosovën e pas luftës më kanë ndihmu shumë në tona kozat humanitare. Kjo mramja sodit përveç që e ka knatësin, edhe që po takohemi me njëri tjetrin, e ka edhe një element humanitar. Për pak do t'i sjellim disa pako, kërkojmë prej juve donacione. Koza jonë këtë herë është pak ma ndryshe se era tjera. Një grup me mjek të cilët performojnë kirurgji plastike në Spitalin e Prishtinës, në baza vullnetare, në udhëheqjen e doktoreshës Violeta Zatriçi, kanë fillu me bo rikonstruktimin e gjirit të gratë të cilat e kanë humbë gjirin si rezultat i kancerit në gji. Unë e di që nuk ka njerin këtë dhomë që nuk është prek direkt ose indirekt nga kanceri gjirit në familjen e vetë. E di gjithashtu që duhet me qenë shumë shtirë me jetu pa një pjesë trupit. Edhe në momentin kur mendon që ke kalu kancerin, kur e sheshajen edhe nuk i ki një pjesë trupit, nuk i konfidencë as forcë me vazhdu matutje. 100 grajo në listën e pritjes, me mujt na gjysën sonë të mi hek prej asaj listët pritjes, kish me qenë mrekulli. Ju lutam gjenin zamrën e juj me na dhonë donaciona. Ju falemderit shumë. Shumë shpejt po filloj me muzikë.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you all for recognizing me as one of the contributors to the community. Who would have thought that, when I was 13, I was split up from my family during the war, and now I am in London today speaking to all of you. So I survived the war, and I am celebrating the joy of being together again in this global crisis. So thanks a lot for your contribution and recognition. I would like to also say that I would not be who I am today without the support of Her Majesty's government. So I would like to thank the UK for all the support that they gave to us today. And without further ado, I would like to invite, last but not least, another board member to close the evening. So that for this evening, that's Lebanon Zachiri, who is our communications director. Lebanon, come on stage.
Thank you, Artan, and I hope you guys are having a great time. Unlike some, I need a little bit of introduction. I am Labi Zashir, and I'm the Communications Director at the Chambers. So thank you guys for all the great speeches, and I'm going to keep it very short. I hope you're all settled in, because you're in a treat. You're in for a treat for a very nice evening of fine dining, music and dancing. This is something we've been waiting for a very long time. And welcome again the ambassadors, your excellencies, and your right honorables. Without you, this would have been a lot different. So I believe that after this pandemic, we need to rise together. We need to rise leaner, we need to rise stronger together. And talking of rising, as you well know, this year is a very special year. This year is Her Majesty's the Queen Platinum Jubilee for her 70th year of reign in this country. May we wish, when we raise our glasses, and wish her many more years in health and service to this wonderful country. Thank you very much, and may you enjoy this evening. Thank you.
Me mua tani është ekscelenca ti, Zoti Kapiti, ambasador I Kosovës në Britaninë e Madhe, me zonjan Kapiti. Zoti Ilir, faleminderit shumë që gjete kohën me nda mendimin tuaj për mbrëmjen e odës ekonomike që është formuar kjo platformë tash shumë shpejt. A më tregon da vetëm pak mendimin tuaj se në çështjen ekonomike sa ka me pas kjo një sukses për të rritur ose afaristat të cilët do të dojnë të investojnë në Kosovë.
Së pari falenderoj shumë për ngjarjen që I kanë organizuar dhe oda ekonomike britaneze kosovare është kalu një rol shumë të suksesshëm në lidhjen mes bizniseve këtu edhe në Kosovë. Shifet një unitet I mirë, shifet një përparim I mirë, dhe unë deri tani kam vizituar disa kompani që operojnë në Britaninë e Madhe, dhe është një potencial jashtëzakonisht I mirë që njohuri që I kanë këtu dhe investimet të kenë mundësi t'i sjellin edhe në Kosovë. Një ndër pikat kryesore në agjendën time është edhe diplomacia ekonomike. Deri tani, shumica e çështjes në Kosovë ka qenë që kompanitë të tilla sjellin një konsum që e rritin në Kosovë gjatë verës dhe pastaj kthehen dhe mbeten prapë në të njëjtën gjë. Kjo qeveri ka plane shumë konkrete që njerëz të tillë si këta që janë sonde këtu, t'ju jepet mundësia që të investojnë në Kosovë. Do të ishte një ulëlidhje shumë e mirë. Gjithashtu unë sonde fola edhe me envojin e kryeministrit Johnson, Martin Vicker, me të cilën e kemi një aktivitet të dendur që të lidhëm të gjitha këto kompani dhe industri të ndryshme, të cilat do të kontribuojnë edhe për Britaninë e Madhe, mirë po edhe për Kosovën. Pra është një mbrëmje shumë e qelluar dhe jam shumë i impresionuar me nivelin e njerëzve të cilën marrin këtu me biznisin të cilat i udhëheqin. Po e shfrytëzoj rastin me të thënë që është befasi shumë e madhe rishta se e kum vizitu komunitetin tonë që gjenden në Glasgow. Një numër i vogël i tyne dikun më pak se 200 vetë, mirë po prej 45 familjeve ata kanë një numër të madh të bizniseve të cilat i drejtojnë dhe udhëheqin. Është ky një kontribut direkt edhe për shoqërinë në Britaninë e Madhe, mirë po edhe për Kosovën, sepse idetë e tyne sigurisht do të reflektojnë edhe në Kosovë.
Të faleminderit shumë për kohën tuaj, besoj që doni të ktheni bashkë me zonjën e juaj, të vazhdoni ta festojmë si gjithherë.
Faleminderit shumë, me të mira suksese.
With me at the moment is Nicola Sabat, the ambassador of the United Kingdom in Kosovo, in Pristina. It's so very nice to see you in London for the change.
Yeah, but it's a real pleasure to be here. I'm very grateful to the BKCC for inviting me. Obviously, the last 2 years we've been stuck in Pristina, really, and this is a real opportunity for me to meet the Kosovan British diaspora, as I like to say, representing both countries. It's a special occasion tonight.
Recently in February, the British Kosovar Chambers they have been to Kosovo exactly on the 17th of February. And what do you think the impact that has been made by them being there and introducing themselves as a chamber?
I mean, I think two things really. One is that it showed the interest of the chambers in Kosovo now and in doing business with Kosovo now. And I personally was very impressed. The group of businessmen who came, businessmen and businesswomen who were there, who really showed an interest from a younger generation in the UK in Kosovo's future. At the same time, there were some real, very, business-like opportunities, business-like issues, and it was a chance for me as the ambassador to hear about those, but also to look at what we can do, because clearly we want a better business relationship between the two countries.
Have you learned any Albanian in Kosovo?
Unë duhet të flas në Shqip. Është e domosdoshme për ambasadorët britanik që ne flasin në gjuhën e vendit. Dhe unë kam mësu një vite gjuhën shqipe dhe unë nuk përdor shumë sepse në Prishtinë shumica e popullëve do të flasin në anglisht, por është një kënaqësi për mua. Unë mund të kuptoj më shumë shoqëri e Kosovës, shoqëri e shqiptarëve, dhe është e mirë për mua. Besoj që vetëm unë si ambasador nga përdorimi flas në Shqip.
Faleminderit shumë. I wish you the best night, and I would hope to see you dancing in our traditional dances. You might have learned that.
We'll see about that.
Thank you. With me is Martin Vickers, the MP of Conservative Party, also the Prime Minister Trade Envoy to Western Balkan. Thank you very much, Mr. Vickers, for dividing a little bit of time to speak to us.
Well, it's great to be here. It's a very lively affair, but it shows what passion the Kosovar people have about their country and their links with the UK. So I'm delighted to be here.
Recently, we met in February in Pristina. You have traveled and been part of the British Kosovar Chambers of Success. Could you tell me what was your experience in Kosovo?
Well, I think what was very clear is you've got a young population. They're entrepreneurial, full of energy, enthusiasm, and I'm sure that they can build a dynamic economy, which I'm sure the UK trading links will expand over the coming years, and I'll do all I can to help.
My next question is, what are the opportunities of two countries in regard to trade and investment in this?
Well, I know from my discussions with your government that you want to develop your infrastructure, which is something we have great experience of in the UK. We can project manage, design, finance and construct rail connections, highways and so much more. Also, I know you want to develop your sustainable and renewable energy. So again, that's something that we have great expertise in, and I'm sure that over coming months we can help build your economy, and it will be mutually beneficial.
I would think so that you will learn Albanian language.
Oh, that might be a bit too challenging for someone of my great age, but a few odd words, certainly. I'm very happy to do what I can.
Thank you very much for your time, and I wish you to have a great time tonight.
Great. Thanks very much. Enjoy yourself.
With me, it's Mr. John Grogan, Honorary President of the British Kosovar Chambers. Thank you for taking your time. We met in so many occasions, also in many times where Artan Labiani and Adelina Badivuku has made lots of projects about Kosovo.
Yes.
You have been the greatest supporter of Kosovan Albanians. Now, recently you have been to Kosovo.
Yes.
Tell me about your visit. What was the visit?
Well, we met many important people, you know, ministers and so on and things. But what I will remember forever, really, is the businesses we met, because we've now got a lot of British Kosovans who are active in London, but they're also active in Pristina. Everything from railways to security to the bowling alley there, bowling, you know, and those are examples that we really want to promote. So that's what gets me really excited. It's nice to meet the big politicians, but what gets me really excited is meeting those businesses that are making a difference both here in the UK and back home in Kosovo as well.
Is there any word that you have learned in Kosovan Albanian?
Well, I've learnt a few words, but I like to keep people guessing how many words I know. So when they're speaking in Kosovan and in Albanian, they can't be sure how much I understand. So I'm going to keep it a secret how much I really understand.
As an honorary president of the British Kosovan Chambers, what is your role? What are your expectations of the project succeeding?
Well, it's good to hold receptions and parties like tonight, but the real success is businesses opening in Kosovo, employing people, paying decent wages, being good employers, and having that link between the UK and Kosovo. That's what it boils down to, and that's what I'd like to see. And as I say, I do get excited when I meet people who are actually doing that.
I wish you a fantastic night, and probably I'm going to ask you to dance a little bit later on the floor.
Yeah, it's the best offer I've had today. Well, it's the best offer I've had this month, really. So yeah, thank you very much.
Have a good time.
Thank you.
Çfarënderi me pa kryetarin e kryeqytetit të Kosovës të Prishtinës, zotin Përparim Rama. Përparim, faleminderit që ndave një minutë për mua, televizionin ton, për gjithashtu të na japësh një mendim tuajin për the Chambers of British Kosovan që kanë ardhur, më thonë, dhe po dojnë me bë diçka sa më të suksesshme për shqiptarët në Britani, po gjithashtu në Kosovë.
Buqet gjithmonë kënaqësi me u taku me ju pa. Faleminderit për punën e mrekullueshme që e bëni. Unë jam këtu sot me përkrah British Kosovar Chamber of Commerce, për arsye se vendi ton, edhe kryeqytetit edhe gjithë Kosovës, i nevojiten investime të shumta nga investitorë nga jashtë, nga çdo rajon, e posaçërisht normal nga Britania, ku unë edhe e një numër të madh të njerëzve që kanë ardhur këtu pa kur gjo hiç, edhe tash janë bë businessmen të mëdhenj të mirë që kanë kriju punë të hatashme edhe për shoqërinë këtu në Britani, e që kanë mundësi të investojnë edhe në Kosovë, që të krijojnë vende të reja të punës, që ta shohim kryeqytetin përpara, ta shohim Kosovën përpara.
Si është ndjenja të kthesh në Londër, sepse e dim se ke jetuar këtu për shumë vite, tash ke ardhur si mysafir.
Po gjithmonë kënaqësi me u kthy në Londër, mirë po zemra është në Prishtinë, normal do ta bëjmë Prishtinën më mirë se Londër, ajo është ideja. Mirë po sa që të vi këtu, vetëm se inspirohem shumë e ma shumë, ku që Prishtina ka një të ardhme shumë të shëndritshme, Kemi një ekip fantastike, kemi edhe ndërlidhshmëri këtu me njerëz profesional në Britani, pra edhe prej komunitetit shqiptarëve, mirë po edhe prej komunitetit internacional, kështu që do t'i mundsojmë që gjitha këto lidhjet tona me Britani t'i përdorim për ta transformuar Prishtinën në mënyrën më të mirë të mundun.
Shpresojmë që në vitet e ardhshme të gjithë të rinjtë shqiptar të kenë mundësinë të punojnë edhe në Kosovë edhe në Britani.
Po, unë shpresoj që të kenë mundësi me punu në Kosovë, që mos kenë nevojë me ardhë në Britani hiç. Kështu që me ardhë si turista normal, mirë po jo për punë. Ajo është ideja ime, ajo është çka ne dojmë me bëjë në Prishtinë, atë po e bëjmë faktikisht. Me transformimin e qytetit vinë edhe mundësi të reja për rinin tonë, mundësi në teknologji, në ICT sektor për shembull, në industri të filmit, në industri të ndryshme, edhe të agroturizmit tash, si rezultati rrethonave të reja gjeopolitike, ne kemi një natyrë të mrekullueshme me investime smart, inteligjente, mund të krijojmë vende të punës të shumta që edhe Prishtina si që jetojnë apo tjerë shqiptarë që jetojnë në Britani ta shohin si mundësi të fantastike që të kthehen edhe të kontribuojnë në zhvillimin e vendit tonë.
A të ka mungu kjo atmosferë që 2 vite të më s'ka qenë edhe oda ekonomike të më thonë e britanisë e kanë mundësu këtë mbrëmje?
Po, më vjen shumë mirë që kjo natë sonë të ndërlidhet edhe me përkrajen edhe të ambasadorit britanez në Kosovë, edhe po ashtu me përkrajen e ambasadorit të Kosovës në Britani, po ashtu edhe me deputet të parlamentit britanik, e shumë biznese, shumë profesionist të komunitetit shqiptar këtu në Britani, pra është një natë fenomenale, shpresoj që kjo të transformohet në të mirën e Kosovës, po ashtu edhe në të mirën e Britanisë, po ashtu.
Ju uroj ty dhe Kristales një mbrëmje të mrekullueshme, edhe besoj që do të shihemi në dancing floor, Kristale. Shall we do just the dance? Take care.
Thank you so much, faleminderit.
Faleminderit. Me mua tani është zonja Afërdita Paqarada, businesswoman nga Kosova, Prishtina, por çka është më interesant, kjo është motra ime. Kam nderin t'ju prezantoj juve që është një nga shqiptarët e para që ka qenë në Britani dhe unë kam marrë rrugtimin ta përcjelli në suksesin e saj. Afërdita, faleminderit motër që u ndale na japësh një mesazh apo një thënie se pse duhet të jesh e suksesshme në jetë.
Suksesi është zgjedhje, besoj. Sot ndihem e nderuar që British Chamber, konkretisht Adelina dhe Artani më kanë ftu me qenë prezent, edhe ka qenë një rastësi që koha është përshtat, koha kur unë jam ardhur në Londër, me qenë edhe sot prezente këtu për disa obligime të mia, është e rëndësishme me qenë sidomos sonte për arsye të kontakteve të ndryshme që sot i takova miqve të mi normale dhe familjarve, po të njëjtën kohë si event është event me rëndësi për faktin që bizneset e vogla e luajnë rol të rëndësishëm në kontaktet dhe në ndërrim të informatave në mënyrë që me vazhdu matutje me punët e tyre.
Afërdita gjithmonë prese prese ke qenë në vitin e 1990 shqiptarja e parë mes në Jugoslavinë atë kohë. A të përcjell ai emër dhe sa të ka qelë dyert në punën e karrierës tënde?
Fillimisht më ka pengu një kohë, me thonë të drejtën, hija e të qenit të misit të parë shqiptar, mirë po me kohë kom kuptu që është një kredit që e barti, për arsye se më ka qelë shumë rrugë. Fakti që unë jam zgjedhë mes vitit e 90-ta, ka qenë një për arsye që kom vendosë me ardhë në Londër, edhe me ndjek ëndrrën time, me qenë me profesion modele, gjë që e kom realizu në atë kohë, në vitit e 90-ta, e të njëjtën kohë, kam filluar dhe studimet në Londër si dizajnere, që edhe i kam përfundu, kështu që tash me mburje e baj, edhe pse unë gjatë kohës prej kur jam zgjedhë mes se deri tash Kam bo shumë sende tjera, të cilat kanë met në hijen e nisit.
Si gjithmonë jemi mësu diaspora të kontribojnë në çdo bamirësi për Kosovën, ndërsa ti je një prej atyne që gjithë kohën pothuajse 3 herë në vit bën bamirësitë për Kosovën. Na tregot pagës për atë.
Është e vërtet që unë përveç eventeve kulturore që organizoj bashkë me mikeshën time Djoza Kolgeci, ballun shqiptare që tash e realizum pas 2 viteve, pas situatës i kejt e dim pras pandemisë, ne organizojmë edhe evente ku mbledhim mjete për kauza të ndryshme, edhe evente sportive. Në ndonë është diçka që përveç diasporës që nuk kemi nevojë me prit edhe ne në Kosovë, kemi mundësi me realizu gjanat bukra të mira edhe me ndihmu njerëzve që ka nevojë.
Faleminderit shumë, po e shohim në background e kemi muzikën me Robertin, me të cilën unë edhe motra em do të shkojmë dhe do të vallëzojmë dhe do të kalojmë shumë bukur gjatë mbrëmjes.
Patjetër, faleminderit edhe juve.
Me mua është zoti Musa Hoti, i cili ka ardhur enkas nga Brukseli, nëse e kam me të drejtë. Vrysh, po. Musa, ju jeni themelues i kompanisë, të lutem tregoje, po.
C-Glass në Kosovë dhe grup C-sës në Belgjik, që operojmë në Belgjik dhe operojmë në të gjithë teritorin globit, jo veç në Belgjik, po në Amerikë, në Australi, në Afrikë dhe gjithë. I di ndër unë sot që jam përpasu si Chamber English dhe Kosovar këtu në Londër, edhe e shoh si këtu ka një potencial me bashkëpunu me zvetin na që operojmë në diasporë me Kosovën bashkë.
Qa mendoni të rritë nga diaspora, dhe më thënë të bashkangjitën këti grupi, ndoshta që të jetë një farë lidhje shumë e mirë e bizneseve të gjitha vendeve me investu në Kosovë?
Unë disa herë kam potencu dhe kam kundërshtu në Kosovë. Në Kosovë janë shumë punëtor pa kualifikun. Ka kalua jo koha e kozmos, si thujmë na nga tjerë, tashti është koha e kualifikimeve. S'ka lidhe se ka kry shkollë, do të më krye shumë, edhe në Kosovë, do të më vedisu që do të më kry kurse në për kompanitë që do më punu ose do me përfasu. Po këtë punë mundën të më bo qeveria, se kemi lutë disa ere qeverinë e Kosovës, për me bo këtë punë, për me qu disa përafsime profesionale jashtë vendit, që morë kompanitë e uja jashtme me investu në Kosovë. S'ka lidhe na që jemë sukseshme, ka mund me qenë edhe në Kosovë sukseshme, nëse na përkrojnë atje me punëtor si që kemi në Belgjik, për shamë. Kjo është e.
Më trego se qysh është përboja jote në Londër? A janë të rritë këto më ndryshe ndoshta se në Belgjik apo në përvendet tjera ku ti e ke biznesin tënë?
Londra është vend i mundësive, këto është një vend shumë maj avansun se Bruxelli, a mund të thëmë, me qenë se këtu ka mundësi ma të gjana, unë kam operu këtu në Londër disa vite, edhe e shoh potencialin shumë atë mirë këtu, edhe i uroj shumë shqiptarë këtu që me zemër i uroj që këta kanë punu dhe kanë arrit do me thonë kanë orë pejt zeros, ku kanë orë pejt zeros, kanë arrit me qenë me kompani shumë suksesshme në Londër, edhe është një bum i madh për shqiptarët e Kosovës përgjithësi, për potencial për me shku me investu në Kosovë. Nëse kryohen kushtet, prapë të thëmë, unë jam shumë e tharë se nuk janë tu kryu kushtet në Kosovë për me shku me investu. Ata po kryojnë kushtet për me ikë punëtorë për Kosovë, jo për me shku me investu në atje. Ajo është, na nuk kemi, e shoh që për shamu shkollat nuk kryojnë kuadrët të reja për na me shku me investu në Kosovë. Edhe është shumë, e shoh, e vështirë.
Faleminderit shumë për mendimin tanë, me shpresë që diçka si kurse kjo odë ekonomike që është formuar në Britani nga shqiptarët të jetë edhe në vendet tjera të diasporës ku t'i ndihmojmë të rive, po gjithashtu dhe afaristave për vend lindje të japin ma shumë. Të mos dorëzohemi.
Unë e shoh si pasqyrë, mund të them ashtu, zotin përparim Roma, që kalon familjen këtu dhe ka orë në Kosovë. Edhe ka orë me ndihmue Prishtinës Kosovës. Nëse na e përcjell me zotin përparim Roma edhe biznesmen për këtu, më orë dhe atje, po e di që janë një luftë e ashpër, është një luftë e pa prezident, si dhe, po nëse përcjell një zotë për Parim Roma, na kemi marrë me investu në Kosovë, po neve na duhet më orë, prapë thëmë, me morë punëtor për i Maltës, ose për atje në Polit, ose për atë, përse punëtor na nuk kemi në Kosovë me punu. Nuk kemi adekuat punëtor me punu, kemi njerëz shumë të rinj, të fortë, të mirë, po nuk jam punëtor. Atë në më keq që e thëmë, po nuk jam punëtor. Na tashi veç për i mshirë një firma të Kosovë, si kemi pas të hapë një. Vetëm më keq që e thëmë, ato po do të një mshirë.
Ajo është përvoja juaj dhe faleminderit shumë që ndat me neve për me pa një pasqyrje se çka i pret domethënë vështërsitë e çdo organizate ose platforme që bëhet. Faleminderit shumë.
Faleminderit edhe juve e kënaqësi që
Gjithashtu. With me it's Arisa Reka that no wonder everybody knows nowadays because we have met some year ago. Yeah, and with a profession, she's a doctor. What a better way to start this year with a profession that you're a doctor. But Arisa, tell me, you have made a very good platform as a woman, as a young person during the past year. Tell me, what do you think about the chambers? Is this something that anybody can join and can be part of any success to invest in Kosovo?
I think being part of the chambers is essential as a young person from Kosovo. I think it's important that we put Kosovo on the map and we come together, and fundamentally it's just so inspiring to see people come together like this. I mean, we heard Adelina speak, and honestly I was emotional because we know what our parents went through to come here to give us the opportunities we have, and I think it's important that as young people we're reminded of that, and that we also work hard to, support Kosovo, put Kosovo on the map, and make us heard, make people know we're here. So honestly, I'm so honored to have been invited today, and I would encourage young people to get involved.
Thank you very much, and I hope you're going to enjoy the night.
Thank you too, Zemmer.
Ajde, ne pusti, ne paši naš.